Death is unknown. You cannot be really afraid of that which you are not at all acquainted. Fear is a relationship. You have to know something to be afraid of it. Nobody is really afraid of death. And whenever somebody says that I am afraid of death, he is simply saying that he is afraid to lose life. Death is absolutely unknown. So everybody is afraid of life. It is life that is the problem, not death. It is life that gives you anguish and nights without sleep. And what is the fear of life? There are many fears, but they can be reduced to a few basic fears. One is that life is slipping by you and you have not lived yet. That's the panic, the basic panic, that life is going out of your hands. Every moment you have less and less life and you have not lived yet. Great fear arises. Are you going to miss? Will you be able to make it this time? And who knows? There may be no other time. Life may not happen again. Who knows? This seems to be the only life, and everybody, every day, it is turning into a wasteland. Hence, the fear arises. Secondly, it is life that ultimately brings death. Death is the crescendo of life, the finishing touch. If you are afraid of death, that too is basically the fear of life, that life will bring death one day, that the trees will be there and the flowers will be there and the spring will come and the grass will be green and you will not be here. And while you are here, you are not much here either. And sooner or later, grass will be growing on your grave and you will not be able to walk on it. And while you can walk on it and enjoy the feel of it, and the dewdrops and the coolness and the sunlit morning, you are not enjoying it because you cannot enjoy. That's why you are afraid of life. And life is turning into death, the unknown. The known is always disappearing into the unknown. The light is always disappearing into the darkness. So life will take you one day to the door of death. But why you are not living? What hinders you from living? You have conditions that are what is hindering. You have conditions that if this happens, only then I will be happy. And life is not going to oblige you. You have to surrender to life. Your conditions don't allow you to surrender. You have to drop the conditions. You have to say, whatsoever happens, I am going to enjoy. I am going to enjoy unconditionally. You are in love with a woman or with a man, and immediately 1001 conditions are there. I will love only if these things are fulfilled, that you will not look at anybody with loving eyes. Then I will love you. Now nobody can promise it, and even if one promises it, nobody can keep it. You are asking something absurd. If some beautiful man passes by, how is your woman not going to look at him? How? She may not look, she may close her eyes, she may look somewhere else, but she has looked at the man. In that moment she had moved, her heart had missed a beat. How are you going to avoid? There are so many beautiful women in the world, you can at most pretend. So all conditions create pretensions, because all conditions are unnatural. A man who really wants to live lives unconditionally. He doesn't make requirements of life. He says, whatsoever comes, I am going to dance. Whatsoever the situation, I am going to dance, I am going to live it, I am going into it with my whole being. Then the fear of life will disappear. Lived, there is no fear. Unlived, life creates fear. Let me repeat, because you are not living life, that's why the fear and the life is disappearing, and you are wasting a great opportunity, and the opportunity may not come ever again, or even if it comes, will you be able to do something else? You will repeat the same mistakes you have been repeating. It is not that only this life that you have come to. You have been through many lives. You have lived for eternity in 1,001 forms, and always you have been missing. And you have been missing because of your conditions. See to it that conditions are dropped, that you love for the sheer joy of love, and that you live for the sheer joy of living.